be interesting to see if Spence can hold on for a few laps or even challenge.
Well, if he does hold on for a few laps, that might give Oscar a chance to close that gap a little bit.
So
it looks like Scott Honeychurch up the inside of
round
Jezza.
the outside.
Geez, that's a bold move. That is.
It's a big move.
Wow, and none of them are holding back either.
And Brett won't like that.
No,
you don't often get rounded up there.
You don't.
And I suspect it's because he was struggling for grip there this morning, and he might have just been feeling that out. But that was a big move.
That was. So we've still got Oscar in third, and Scott Honeychurch. Looks like Jezza there.
At the moment, Jason Spencer holding on to that position reasonably comfortably.
He's done well there, Spence.
He has,
especially past Brett like that. That's that doesn't happen.
No, we'll know more very shortly.
But I'm sure Brett's going to answer that back actually.
Oscar Donovan
coming through now. Honeychurch, Jezza, and that must be Chris McGrath, Mark Delante, sorry.
Yes, that's correct. But so far, Spence doesn't look like he's under that much pressure. I'm sure Brett's thinking otherwise. He's doing a great job there holding the lead. And so too Oscar O'Donovan in third. He's got Scott Honeychurch breathing down his neck, and that's Jezza Huddleston behind Scott. So another great battle there for third, fourth and fifth.
Here goes Scotty on Oscar. No.
Oh, Jason Spencer, big spin up there, had to back out of it.
Still holds his lead though. This battle here for fourth's looking interesting too.
Yeah, Scott Honeychurch wants that position.
Juhu and Wade Schrader, a bit of a difference there between bikes. And that looks like Todd Tatnell and John Allen.
Keep an eye on Jeremy Huddleston as well. He looks like he's just waiting for an opportunity.
Yes.
Now Brett Simmons starting to put a bit more pressure on Jason Spencer, so I don't know if
he is right on the back of him.
If grip was a bit of an issue, we did see Spence spin it up there last lap.
Brett's going to do it right here now.
No, backed out of it or allowed Spence to go through.
I think he allowed him. Yep. They're both great riders though here.
Yeah, it just looks to me like Jason's grip's going away a little bit.
This battle for fourth's interesting.
Yes, don't want to pick that one. Yeah, but I don't know if Brett's just waiting for his moment. He's just spun up there at the bottom of the hill himself. So just lap time wise, only like mid fours. It's not like they're running lap record pace.
Look, I'm sure Brett is going to try something.
Without a doubt.
I know, Brett.
Yeah, I completely agree on that.
Yep.
And I think, I don't know, I was going to say, I think Scott Honeychurch is definitely going to try something on Oscar, but I don't know Oscar's going to give him an opportunity.
I'm not sure if he will either, and I think Jez is there waiting to pounce as well, to wait to see what happens between those two. Chris McGrath.
Yeah, a bit of a lonely ride there.
Mark Delante.
Good ride from Mark.
Juhu Lee, Wade Schrader. Looks like Todd Tatnell and John Allen having their own little battle.
I'm guessing if Brett's going to put a move on, it's at the end of the straight, because he looks like he can pull alongside, but...
Oh. There he goes. I think he might have got past that time. Yeah,
well, easily. Almost like he rode around the outside of him at Calvin's.
Now, is Spencer going to come back at anything?
I don't know. That it just doesn't look like he's got the drive.
Great ride though, Spence.
Yeah, absolutely. And that battle for third looks to have settled down a bit. I can't really see anyone under that much pressure. Good battle back here with Don Fenton, Juhu Lee, and Wade Strata, is it, in that mix?
That is.
There's plenty going on in this race.
And a mixture of bikes there too in that little battle there.
So our leader's just coming down the back straight now, and Brett has actually pulled out probably a second over Spence. Looks like Oscar O'Donovan maybe just pulling a tiny gap now on Scott Honeychurch. Last lap board.
I think by the way these bikes are gapped out, that could almost be positions sorted, unless there's a mistake.
Yeah, I think you're right. But mistakes are possible, particularly on the last lap.
Definitely. Chris McGrath coming through now.
Look at this battle further back, though, with Juhu Lee, Don Fenton and Wade Strata. That one's not over. Just trying to pick up our race leader. Just coming onto the back straight now. So certainly put a bit of a gap on Jason Spencer now. Couple of seconds even.
He has, yes.
So Brett Simmons will come to cross the line now to pick up the win.
Good ride from Spencer. And this has been a good battle too.
Absolutely, but you picked that one nicely. That one had pretty much settled down. Well, I thought we saw going to see a late move there from Jeremy Huddleston on Scott Honeychurch. Didn't quite.
Oh, Mark. Hey, yep, you're in
Don't
the.
do that.
Hold on to it, mate. Good job.
No, got the wrong bikes. It was actually Mark Delante. It wasn't Scott Honeychurch. Beg your pardon. Too much going on to cover it all. Didn't know which way to look in that one. Great racing.
There are all battles, little battles going on everywhere. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, so next up is your class.
My class, yes.
Yeah, but you're getting itchy feet already.
Oh, definitely do. Just, walking around the pits and seeing the guys here, seeing the bikes, it really, really makes you want to be out there. But just unfortunately, I'm not able to this weekend. Just with some issues going on with myself, but that's the way it is.
Well, you've had a fair run of it.
I have had a fair run of it. I definitely have had a fair run of it, and I'm actually very sort of happy with myself and just the way everything's gone for myself. And it's been really, really good. And Chris, it's a great club, so always love being here, being a part of it.
Yeah, it is. And for people who are looking on, thinking, I wouldn't mind a go at that. You really just should come and have a talk to any of the riders in the pits.
Definitely.
Contact our club. There's ways to get racing without jumping in the deep end. Just feel your way. Yeah,
of course there is. Well, you can just jump straight in the deep end, like what some people have done, and they've still gone all right at it. But no, look, all the riders here would be quite, happy to talk to anybody if they ever want to get started. And it's quite a friendly club, friendly environment. Great bunch of people.
Or even drop into any of the motorcycle shops, ask them the question.
Yes, of course.
So there's plenty of ways to make contact. Most important thing is that there's nothing to be afraid of. It's a very welcoming community, and I think the majority of people say they wish they'd done it sooner.
Most people do say that, yes.
I think the other thing that I often hear is that a lot of people doing ride days think they need to be faster than they are before they start racing.
No, definitely not.
I think one of the best ways to go faster is to start racing.
You're definitely right there, Chris.
It almost happens by magic.
It does, yeah.
It's not like you're feeling out of control. You just you're surrounded by people who are racing, going a little bit quicker than you, and that the adrenaline helps.
And the different classes also cater for that as well. So Yeah, don't think you're never too slow.
No, not at all.
So we have the Super Sports out here now. Gee, I wish I was out there, but anyway.
Yeah, real shame not to have Chad Wiley in the mix. Fantastic ride from Chad in race 1. In
Yeah,
fact,
riding so well.
got into the lead, but yeah, had that little incident up there at the top of turn 2, and looks like he banged himself up a little bit. Taken off to hospital for observation. Like largely okay according to his dad, but what a shame to be riding so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And just on that, from what we can understand, he just lost the rear going into the top 2, and that sat him up out of the seat and sort of didn't come back on the bike in control. Ran off the edge of the track and got bumped off on the outside ripple strip. So, you know, pretty. It can happen to anyone. I hope he doesn't go away from it thinking made a great big error.
Chad, he's a nice kid. I'm sure he'll bounce back.
I certainly hope so, because that was brilliant watching him racing then. So, speaking of brilliant racing.
Yep, Marcus Delaney lining up now. Looks like we've got Lockie.
Yep.
Lockie Curtis.
And our pole sitter, Mitch Hawksley, who's still coming to terms with the R6. A couple of years back running the CPR 600, took the state title.
He has been on an R6 before, nothing like this model he's on now, but...
So ready for a start.
Okay.
Oh,
Lockie
nice
Curtis.
Stuff. Beautiful stuff.
Straight off the line.
And so too.
And Marcus Delaney in second place.
Yep, edges out Mitch Hawksley.
Mitch might try something, no.
But look, Lockie Curtis exactly where he needs to be.
Another guy who came up through from the juniors as well, Lockie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
riding beautifully.
Yeah,
so
look at him now.
I think the interesting thing here will be Mitch Hawksley, whether or not he can do much about Marcus Delaney.
Well, Marcus, very, very consistent rider though, Marcus.
He is, and Mitch was telling me earlier after race 1 that they're very evenly matched.
Yep.
And that makes it so hard to pass somebody.
Yes, it does. I've had some great battles with all of these guys. But Lockie Curtis, he's definitely got a few bike links there now. Let's see what can happen here.
It just goes to show the importance of getting a good start, particularly in a short sprint race.
Yeah, really hard to make up a gap like that, when especially when everybody's on a similar lap time.
Exactly right, and that's what I was saying before about Brett. You know, he so often wins the start and does most of, or saves himself a lot of hard work by winning the start and putting in a quick, fast first lap.
And that looks exactly like what Lockie's done right here in this race here now.
Yep.
Because what's possibly going to happen is Marcus and Mitch there, they might just end up having their own little battle and let Lockie get away.
So Mitch, a little bit stronger under brakes, but again, just not enough to commit and make the move.
Yeah, they're pretty much on identical lap times, those two guys.
Nice battle back here as well with David Bartels and Toby Shuring.
Yeah, Dave went. I think he's missed quite a few races over the past year. It's good to see him back.
Yeah, he was riding really well here at Basketball not that long ago.
Yeah,
making big steps. So Lockie Curtis on the back straight.
Yep, he's
definitely
a comfortable lead. Mitch has got through. I'm sure Marcus will try something.
I missed where he put the pass on.
I reckon it was down into Calvin's.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Mitch has got any extra pace now that he's in front of him. Does look good on a motorcycle, Mitch. He just...
he has a different style, doesn't he?
He does, and I've always thought he fits a motorcycle well. He looks a natural.
He has pulled a couple of bike links there on Marcus.
Yeah, interesting to clock his lap time next time through. So previously 56.0. Be interesting to see if he lowers that. Lockie Curtis, he was yeah, 55.3 for Lockie. So
55.3 for Lockie. I think that was my best time ever around here.
was it?
Yep.
So you could be up there challenging.
Oh,
yeah, so Mitch Hawksley already taken 0.3 out of that. So it looks like he had a fraction extra pace over Marcus. I don't know if it's going to be enough to pull in Lockie though.
Probably not at this stage of the race, no.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if he got away well with him though. But Mitch was saying he struggles to launch this bike compared to his CBR.
Lockie's quite comfortable in that lead there. Still a good battle going on here between Dave Bartels.
Yeah. Yeah, not much in it between those two guys at all. So the field strung out a little bit. I need you in there, Jono.
Oh, I don't know where I'd be, but anyway.
I reckon you'd be in that group somewhere.
I'd be somewhere.
In the first three?
I'm thinking near Marcus there somewhere, maybe.
You usually get a pretty good start, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're mixing up there with Mitch.
I'd like to think so, Chris.
Pass going through the S's at the moment. Look out. Oh, geez, that's
tight. That's very close. That's very close.
Yeah.
Always a strange place to pass down through there.
It is. Yeah, you can feel you got the move done on the outside until the door closes coming out the other side of it.
So Lockie be coming round now. He's kept that gap still quite consistent between Mitch. Marcus might have made maybe a bike length.
Yeah, pretty settled into those positions at the moment.
They are.
Dave Bartels still holding on to fourth place.
He might have got away with that one too, Dave.
I think so. So the lap's winding down. Just looking for our race leader.
Lockie's coming down into Calvin's now. Great ride from Lockie.
Yeah, he's really gelled with that bike, hasn't he?
He has.
I mean, not to say he didn't ride his previous bike well, he did, but he's just been outstanding on this.
It's been really, really good for him. Nice kid as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what Mitch is doing. 56.1 last time through. So 55.9, pretty similar.
And Marcus, 56.
Yeah, 56.4 last time for Marcus. Best lap of 56.0. Once you lose the toe, it can be a little bit hard to... well, you can just drop off that tenth or two.
You can, yeah. It definitely does help that toe. So we'd have Lockie coming around to take the checkered flag now. Followed by Mitch Hawksley.
Yeah, another very convincing win from Lockie.
Yep, well done, Lockie. And it'll be Mitch Hawksley second, Marcus Delaney in third place.
Yeah, and
great ride, guys.
It's like David Bartels will hold on for fourth.
Yep, he's done well, Dave.
Bit of a shame I didn't see the 5 bikes out there.
Yes, we were talking about that earlier, Chris, how the 600 class has dropped off a bit.
Yeah.
I'm one rider that probably would have been out there today, but I'm not. But there are a few others that seem to have disappeared.
Yeah, we know, the likes of Matty Long or Jesse Woods. they'll still be there.
Yes, that's
So
right.
we're missing a few notables today. So it's still certainly a solid class. And of course, Chip Sellers is another one.
Chip Sellers is another one, yeah.
Well, that's
going to actually, thanks for this opportunity, Chris. Do some commentating up here. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
That's all right. That's you've got to move on and do a few other things today.
I do have to move on.
It's great to have you up here, Jono, and hopefully we'll get you back on another day when, for whatever reason, you're not able to speak.
For whatever reason. No worries, Chris. Thanks very much, mate.
All right, mate.
Thank you.
So Bike's just heading back on track for the first of the next set of races. That's Formula 3 and Golden Era under 500. A class that certainly has shown some great racing already today. Dale Madden, the pole sitter. I don't think he's actually managed to win a race yet. Bettered by Boyd Witzman in race 1 and then Daniel Briggs in race 2. So I reckon Dale Madden will be out for victory in this one, but some great racing there at the front. And I'm expecting this one will be no exception. Just waiting for Sean Patmore, our next commentator, to come and take up his commentating duties for the day. Looks like he's got coffee in hand, so he'll be well primed for a bit of commentary action. Dale Madden, bike 59, just rolling up to the front row. Pole position. As I said, Daniel Briggs picking up the win in the last one. Got a beautiful start from row 2 or 3, so keep an eye on Briggsy. He's on bike 46, I think. Yep, and then Boyd Witzman, bike 15. He was telling me after race 1 that he did have a few traction issues. I think he's changed his tyre. But also playing it safe for championship points. So missing Rob Scott out of this one. But ready for a start. Oh, a bit of creeping there potentially, but that side Briggsy up the inside again, splits the pack, and once again, just squeezes through on Dale Madden. And he's getting very tight there into turn 1, but Briggsy's done exactly what he did in the previous race, race 2. And again, Dale Madden right on his back wheel. Now, looks like Boyd Witzman's got away better. He did say he got a shocker of a start in race 2. but he's done much better here. I think he's got Jim Abey in front of him. But Daniel Briggs, he'll be keen for another victory here. But as I say, Dale Madden, pole sitter, and hasn't yet won a race, so he'll be very keen to greet the flag. Sean Patmore just making his way up the stairs to join us, fiddling for our musical chairs, co-commentator position today. Dale Madden, look, on the dirt, going, looking for a run past Daniel Briggs. Didn't really work to his advantage. He lost a little bit of a run there. Briggs is still in the lead. Then we've got Jim Abey in third, and Boyd Witzman right behind Jim Abey. So I'd be thinking Boyd may be looking for a move, maybe under brakes at the end of the straight this lap. But the question is, Dale Madden, where can he get a move on Daniel Briggs? Briggsy riding beautifully there in the lead. Sean Patmore, welcome to commentary.
Thanks, Chris.
Sorry to have to drag you up here again.
That's all right. No problems at all. It's been a sensationally exciting day so far.
It has. Look at Dale Madden looking for a lunge under brakes. No. And here goes Boyd Witzman up the inside of Jim Abey as predicted. Got a bit tight. I think he's going to get through. Yes, he has. So what can Boyd Witzman do about the boys in front of him?
There's a good couple of seconds
Dale
there.
Madden on the inside of Daniel Briggs into one. Nice move. What was that, Sorry,
mate. There's a good second or so between them there for Boyd to try and catch him. But it looks like he's closing.
Yeah, a bit interesting to keep an eye on the lap times. And there is a jump start penalty from Dale Madden. I thought I saw him creeping. Sure enough, he has been handed a penalty. So unfortunately, even if he manages to be first bike across the line, it might not be the victory he's looking for.
I didn't see the jump start board go out, did you, Chris?
No, but then again, I haven't been looking either.
Okay.
So it's not to say Briggs is not going to bounce back here. He has, like Dale Madden has not lost Briggsy. And of course, as you pointed out, Boyd Witzman in third, not far behind.
No.
Boyd Witzman just goes through 59.6, his quickest lap of the race. So he's not giving it away, but he's going to have to find something because there's Dale Madden 58.8. So a whole second down on what Dale Madden's doing.
Yeah, you can see the gap increase there by a second on that lap. So it's out to 2.8 now. So
I'm super impressed by Daniel Briggs, though. I don't know where this came from. He's qualified on the second row, but he's got the pace to be heading this field.
It's surprising how well the SV650s go. I mean, they seem to be really competitive. They're all fairly similar.
Well, everyone says they're a great bike to race and an affordable bike to race. And look, twins have always worked well around Baskerville. It's just the nature of the circuit is that they like a smooth, talky sort of power. And sure, big super bikes and things get around faster, but these are a very good bike for Baskerville. Well, Dale Madden, I think, is actually starting to break away from Briggsy a bit. Maybe half a second, isn't it?
Yeah, it's half a second now. Yeah.
Maybe even a second.
Yeah, it was half a second at the line, which is a bit more than what it was earlier. So
yeah, look, when you're trying your hardest to hold on to somebody, you can just make a tiny little error here or there, run a fraction wide, and that can be enough just to lose the toe, which Jono and I were talking about just previously. That the toe is quite important when you're trying to stay in contention.
Yeah, see, Briggsy's closing up at the end of the back straight every lap, but he just doesn't sort of carry the exit speed here, I think, is a bit slower than what Dale is.
Yeah, it's a good point, Sean. It could be just swings and merry-go-rounds. That Dale's stronger in this part of the circuit and Briggsy's stronger in the other part of the circuit. When you'd say that's around about a second there now, which it was on the last lap, but I think you're right. I think Briggsy must be strong through Calvin's and maybe under brakes at the end of the straight.
Looks like he might be a bit quicker up the hill as well there, Chris. He closed up fairly a couple of bike lengths then.
Yeah, look, he's riding really, really well. And I know Boyd's riding for points, but to be heading Boyd on similar machinery, you've got to be doing something right.
Well, that's right. Boyd is certainly not a slouch on any motorcycle.
No, particularly on this racetrack. I know he got away not as well as the guys in front, but even so, Daniel Briggs' best lap of the race is still quicker than Boyd's. Oh, Briggsy up the inside. That's tight. That's really tight. Dale Madden back on underneath.
Oh, Briggsy around the outside again.
Oh, it always makes me nervous, those moves through 1 and 2.
Yep.
But Dale Madden holds the lead, but clearly Briggsy's not going to give it away.
There was only 0.2 of a second across the line that time as well, Chris. Oh, there's Briggsy.
Up the, looking to get up the inside through Suckers. So this is not over at all.
And they're coming up on a couple of back markers shortly. I think this is
John Crans and can't pick who that one is from behind.
Martin Peterson?
It is Martin Peterson, yes.
Yeah.
So it's still Dale Madden who's just holding off Daniel Briggs. Of course, neither rider yet knows that Dale Madden's got a 10-second penalty. So Briggsy actually doesn't need to do this. He's up the inside again. Oh, and Dale Madden down underneath into 2.
Last lap board's out.
Great racing. Dale Madden still holding on as they drive up the hill towards Suckers. That R7 of Briggsy's does drive well up there.
It does, doesn't it?
But as you pointed out, back markers in front of them, so that could play a part in this. I don't know if they'll have the speed to get past them down the back straight. But it's Dale Madden just holding off Daniel Briggs. They get past Martin Peterson, and John Crans is about to get mugged by these two. Briggsy on the outside. Oh, look at John Crans. Oh, elbows out. Dale Madden will just hang on right behind John Crans. But of course, the 10-second penalty means that Daniel Briggs will get it. And Briggs, there's no point being upset with John Crans.
No.
It's part of racing.
Yes, if you're going to pass someone, it's up to you to pass them, not...
Yes. But I can also understand his frustration. He thought there was a chance there, and that's getting lap traffic at the wrong time. Great racing.
Yes, it was fantastic. Was on the screen, it's got Briggsy on an SV650. Was he on an R7, was he?
I thought it was an R7, but look, I might be wrong. Maybe it is an SV650. I guess I just assume that because it looks the same from this distance as Boyd's, which is an R7. So look,
looks
you might
like
be right.
R7, yeah.
You're probably right. It may even be Boyd's old SV650, is it?
Let's have a better look at it as it comes into the pits, I think. Yeah, no, it's definitely an R7.
Yeah, great racing.
It was a fantastic race. And like most of the races have been today, they've been really good.
So poor Dale Madden, he's got one race left to actually claim a victory for the day.
Yes. And to go by that race, Chris, he's going to have a lot of trouble with Briggsy.
Well, and potentially Boyd as well. Now, I don't know where the points are at, but if Boyd is in a position where he's wrapped up the championship, then he might be happy to get in the mix. He just needs to launch better.
Yes. So we've got some exciting things happening later in the year, Chris.
We do indeed.
Yes, we've got the Australian Historic Road Race Championships, which will be absolutely sensational. We've got competitors coming from the mainland, from all over the place, and it's going to be some terrific racing in lots of different classes over the 3 days.
Yeah, it is a really good event. some of the the best historic machinery from around the country. And these guys do put a lot of effort into the preparation. It's always one of the best pit walks you'll do.
Oh, absolutely. We've got also for the spectators and for the competitors as well, we've got 3 vintage and historic bike displays that'll be set up down near the toilet block down here in the pits, so people can come in and wander and have a chat to the Vintage Japanese Motorcycle Club and the Southern Historic Club? I can't quite remember their name.
No, it's not the Southern Club, but also the name escapes me.
Yes. But anyway, the Vintage and Veteran Motorcycle Club displays, which will be excellent. The weekend starts for us out here on the Tuesday. We'll be setting up and people will be coming and camping, and Wednesday's a proper setup day. Thursday's the competitor-only ride day, so all the mainland people get a chance to have a look at the racetrack and hopefully learn a few things, and then qualifying on Friday and racing Saturday, Sunday. It should be a fantastic weekend.
Yes, as I say, a great variety of old bikes, and a lot of them, many of them are often quite rare, and also very, very nicely presented. I can remember competing in a championship at Eastern Creek, and the pit walk there was just I still remember clearly being able to sit on TZ750s. Shared a garage with Keith Campbell, who's riding period 3 Honda 350s.
Yep.
These things are just absolute classics in racing folklore.
Absolutely. Keith's coming.
Yep.
His entry's in, and just a reminder to any of our local competitors who haven't got their entry in, please get it in as soon as you can. Just makes it easier for us to get things sorted.
I think I'm still partially deaf from that weekend, sharing the garage with Keith Campbell with the big megaphones.
Oh, yes.
They're not particularly quiet, but great weekend, and I still keep contact with Keith from that weekend.
Yes, he's a good bloke.
He's a great bloke.
I was only talking to him a couple of weeks back. He's a bit busy. He was sort of concerned about getting back to the mainland in time to pick his grapes at his winery.
I'm sure they'll end up taking lower priority in his bike racing.
I think so.
Of course, his dad always follows him around. He's in his 90s now, but always in his blue overalls, turning the spanners. Anyway, next group on the grid, almost ready for a start. Again, Jeremy Huddleston on the Yamaha R1 in our pre-modern class, probably the man to beat. Certainly has been so far today.
Yeah.
Light is on, racing. James Ryan got away nicely again, but the wheel stand seems to be what catches him out. He loses that drive compared to the...
Oh, that was close.
Elbowed wide by Wade Schrader, I think it was. Wade's probably wanting to get on terms with Jeremy Huddleston, both on, I think, same machinery, both 2005 Yamaha R1s. Can't really see on our timing screen, but Wade's been getting quicker during the day, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him get on the back of Jezza.
Yeah, Wade's been doing well over the last couple of years. He's been improving dramatically. And a couple of 2-hour stints has helped him out a lot, I think.
Solo as well. He always impresses me. Right. He likes to do it solo, and I just don't know where he gets the stamina. But same as John O'Hughes, who was here in commentary before. Oh, just speaking of Wade, look right on the back of Jeremy Huddleston. So he's not holding any punches here at all. He's on it. Good to see. Really good to see.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Jezza sort of ran away with it in the first race. I didn't see quite what happened there, how he got away so far. But Wade's right on him this time and taking the fight right up to him.
Yeah, we know he's capable. He's done some quick lap times around here. It can often come down to how he's feeling and how the budget is
with
being
tyres.
stretched for tyres and what have you. But
Yes.
right now, he's looking strong. It's interesting to see the difference in straight line speed. Like I say, they're both the same model of Yamaha R1, so they look quite similar down there. Just talking to Jono before about what a great class pre-modern is. A lot of these bikes still very competitive, good race bikes, and you pick them up for nothing. Well, next to nothing.
And I believe MA are probably going to run a Period 7 class in Historics next year.
Yeah, it's certainly been knocking on the door for a while.
A long time. Yep. I think the biggest problem is no one could agree on what bikes would be eligible. Because normally the period racing is in 10-year blocks, and Period 6 at the moment runs out at December 31, 1990.
Yeah, but look, the 10-year blocks is always a very broad brush approach to it.
Yep.
You know, you look at Period 6 and you have things like 983 VF750s trying to compete against an RC Bertie.
Yes.
You know, it's not very fair. Or, 85 FZ750, they're just not competitive.
No.
But, you can't be all things to all people.
No.
So Jez Huddleston probably just pulled about a second on Wade. Not much in it.
No.
And lap time wise, not much in it either. There's only 0.2 of a second in lap speed. But it might just be enough. It just looks like Jez are just eking out little bit by little bit. James Ryan there heading up the Golden Era Open class. Pretty of a lonely ride there for James on the FZR1000. And then we're back to Michael Webb on the ZX10. So he's heading up the Formula Basketball class. And then I think that's Peter Bellchambers.
Yep.
Golden Era Open on the GSXR 750.
Then followed by Trevor Riley and Golden Era Open as well on a ZX7.
Yep, and as in race 2, great battle at the back between Brandon Pearce and Marcus Priest. So I think that's CBR 1000 versus GSXR 750, I think that is.
Yeah, that gap now between Jezza and Wade is out to 1.5 seconds. So
yeah, just that little bit, and that can be enough to break somebody's motivation at that pace, because they're not lapping slowly. And there's no doubt at all that Jezza Huddleston is a very talented and successful racer.
Yes, he's just done his fastest lap on the 4th lap, 56.28. So I was talking to him in the canteen line a little earlier, and he was saying that he thinks he could go a lot better if he had brakes. So
Yeah.
maybe that's the problem.
Well, I don't know. There's an old saying about more throttle, less brake. His bike's trying to convince him.
Yes, he's doing a great job, even on the bigger bike as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, very wide there into one. Pretty squirrely under brakes, and it's not like he ran out of brakes. I think he might have just got in there a bit hot. Maybe he's starting to dream of knock off beers.
I think so. I think he just saw his pit board when he went past and couldn't believe it. That time he went round in 55.93.
Oh, really? Okay, well, it might be a reason he ran wide.
Yeah.
He's riding his other bike, his Yamaha R1 in Tas Superbike, very, very well. And, that speed can carry over. It's sometimes hard jumping off a slower bike, getting onto a faster bike, because your brain is tuned into doing the same sort of corner speed.
Yeah, I think he might have made a mistake that time round. It was a 58-second lap.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. Because Wade's right there again.
Yep.
So whether he's got an issue or he's just a bit of brain fade.
Or chuckling so hard that he did a 55-second lap on a...
Maybe, but you won't want to give Wade too much of a sniff here.
No.
Because right now, Wade's right back in the mix. Good battle back here as well between Brandon Pearce and Marcus Priest. It's been raging all day. Sure, both boys having a big smile. Oh, look at this.
Wade's in front.
I didn't see where that happened. I might have been under brakes at the end of the straight, but what's Jezza going to do about it? As you said, he's got the pace. Unless he's run out of brakes or something.
Yeah.
Last lap too.
Because that was a 57, that lap, which is almost identical to Wade's lap time.
Well, Jezza looking for a run up the inside. Getting a better drive off the bottom of the hill, that is. But it hasn't worked because it's still Wade Schrader who leads the pair down into Calvin's for the last time. And I don't know that Jez has got enough in hand to be able to do this. No, Wade Schrader, nice work. He's holding on. There's only the shoot to go. I can't help but think that Jez has had a bit of an issue, but that lap time would suggest he hasn't. Well done, Wade Schrader. Nice work. Picks up the win from Jezza Huddleston.
That was interesting then, Chris. Jezza Huddleston actually sat up in the middle of the corner to change gears. So I don't know if he's got a gear lever that's bent or something, maybe.
Yeah, look, maybe. James Ryan then comes around to pick up third outright and first in Golden Era Open. Michael Webb will take first place in Formula Baskerville and a very impressive fourth place outright. Peter Bellchambers, second in Golden Era Open and fifth outright. Trevor Riley on the ZXR 750 H1. Oh, look, here's this battle at the rear.
Still going.
Still going. And Brandon Pearce will actually take the honours there over Marcus Priest. Okay, so Jeff Webb's just told us that Jez has backed off once he broke the lap record.
That was interesting there, Chris, that Brandon Pearce and Marcus did their fastest laps on the last lap.
Yeah, well, they can often do that, but I think that just shows you the quality of the racing in these pre-modern fields. It might be a little bit depleted today, but they still put in. And that time from Jezza Huddleston, what did you say it was, 55? Can't remember. It was in the 55s, though.
It was 55.8, I think, around about.
You know, good times for these old bikes.
Yeah, for a motorbike that's that old, admittedly it's more than likely had a fair bit of work done on suspension and that sort of thing, but still dragging an old motorbike around.
Yeah, look, I think that one is still fairly standard.
Mm.
But of course, we saw Bob Sellers running similar times on a similar age bike, and of course that bike, Chip Sellers, got into the fours, I think, in the 2 hour a few years back.
Yeah.
So they're certainly very capable. But just simply comes back to what Jono and I were saying before, that for people sitting out thinking they need a very expensive bike to go racing or they're not fast enough, there's every reason to just get into it.
Yep.
These bikes, with a bit of tweaking, and there's plenty of people around who can help you do that, can be competitive. You can race on a budget, and look at Michael Webb, you know, picking up the honours today in Formula Baskerville. You don't have to be competitive in the big classes straight away. There's every reason to get out and give it a go.
Absolutely, and there's like plenty of motorcycles out there that fit into just about every category that we have racing that aren't that expensive.
That's right. I think most importantly, for people, particularly for people doing ride days, don't just look at the time you're doing on a ride day and think that's where you're going to end up in a race. As soon as you start racing, you'll go faster.
Absolutely.
And it's not like it'll be out of control. That'll just happen almost without you understanding why. I mean, even for accomplished racers, they say it's hard to go fast on a ride day.
Yes, most definitely. And I mean, ride days aren't there to go super fast anyway. They're there to help you learn how to ride on a racetrack and improve your riding skills on the road.
That's right. That's right. Point being, once you start racing, you will find extra time just by mixing it up with the guys you get towed along, and you'll just carry a bit more motivation and adrenaline than you typically do, and suddenly you're going a second or two faster.
Yep. I found when I started racing when I was very young, Chris, I actually ended up riding slower on the road after I started racing.
Probably not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all.
It's one of the reasons I started racing, because I thought the road's not a good place to go racing.
No.
And that's what a few of us had started to do, and the racetrack was a much safer place for it. So Josh Vanderputten's been the man to beat in Lights GP and the, well, certainly outright in this field, the combined field of Lights GP, Lights Production. Aaron Wade there on P2. He's been bringing up P2 in the races, but was certainly challenged by Reece Tan in P3. Chloe Honeychurch has been the standout in the production class, challenged by Isaac Simmons in the last race. Also a great battle between Gus O'Halloran and David Coward there on bike 6 and 60, so keep an eye on them. But ready for a start. Racing, another great start from Josh Vanderputten. Chloe Honeychurch away well. So too Isaac Simmons. Going to get a little bit busy there. They're okay.
Yep.
So Aaron Wade looking to go around the outside of Chloe Honeychurch. Oh, I don't know he's going to get that done. She's a long way around. Not quite. And then Isaac Simmons, he's holding down that position behind Aaron Wade. Reece Tan looking for a way through. Chloe Honeychurch, another great start from her. Aaron Wade just gets through as they go through suckers. Then we've got Reece Tan looking to get past on Chloe. Will do into Calvin's. He wants to keep on the back of Aaron Wade. Vando's gone. He's already got a 6-second gap.
Thereabouts.
And Reece Tan up the inside of Aaron Wade. So Reece is out for blood this time. He's saying, my turn. But I don't doubt at all that Aaron Wade's going to have something to say about that. I have noticed in the previous race that Reece Tan does struggle for drive off the end of the back straight. I'm not sure if it's gearing or what.
Yeah, the little Moto 3 bikes are quite strong, but you've got to get gearing right.
Yeah, of course. Well, I believe Aaron Wade's riding the same thing. Is he? Yes. Yep. So could be different gearing, as you say.
Yep. Because the gearboxes are all completely interchangeable.
Yeah.
With gears, you don't know what they've got in there.
Josh Vanderputten, he's almost in a different race. Reece Tan still holding off Aaron Wade. Chloe Honeychurch just keeping Isaac Simmons at bay. It's a bit of a rerun of race 2, to be honest. See, look at that. Look at the drive that Reece Tan has lost there.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's not selecting a gear.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Chris. I think he's missing a gear or...
I don't know if I saw him dabbing at the gear lever, but it looked like it's fallen in a big hole, like it was in the wrong gear or was out of gear. In fact, Chloe Honeychurch is...
closed right up?
Yeah. And as in race 2, here comes Mark de Jong looking to make his way through and put a move on Isaac Simmons.
Did Mark got beaten by Isaac in the last one, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, but he blamed the yellow flag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you better make his move earlier this time.
He had.
It looks like he is at the end of the back straight. He's closed right up on Isaac.
Remembering, of course, they're in different classes.
Yes.
Production versus GP. So don't think it's taking anything away from Isaac.
Nope.
And I think, it's getting a bit tight up there, but sneaks through into in turn 1 to put the move on Isaac. And once again, battle raging between Gus O'Halloran and David Coward. That's been going on all day.
Yeah, it's Gus riding the new 300 that used to be, Ninja 400, which used to be Jesse Woods.
Oh, is that one of Jesse's bikes?
Yeah.
So Josh Vanderputten just coming off the end of the back straight, looking like he's about to put a lap on Jet Pryor. Blue flag waving, letting Jet know that there's a faster bike coming through. Now, this is interesting. Aaron Wade certainly hasn't dropped off Reece Tan. Reece seems to have got his speed back. In fact, just looking at him coming off the end of the straight then, I saw no issue with the drive he had. So it'll be interesting to know what happened up there.
Yeah, and they've pulled a bigger gap on Chloe Honeychurch as well that time around.
Yeah. Mark de Jong starting to gap Isaac Simmons. But once again, look at the job Chloe Honeychurch is doing. As leading the production class.
Yeah, Chloe's riding has been improving every race meeting. She's doing an absolutely sensational job now.
We're looking at best times. Hers is a 60.76, and the next production is Isaac at a 61.9. So 1.2 seconds quicker. It's a great job, and Isaac is riding really well.
He is.
So Reece Tan not really closing down on Aaron Wade. It looks to me like Aaron's got it. It's manageable, but he won't want to blink. Reece is right there.
Yeah, Aaron's very wide at the top of the S's there, every lap.
Yeah, it certainly looks it from here.
Yeah.
I know there are a couple of bumps on the inside now through the S's, so some riders do hold a slightly wider line to avoid that. Still, this battle rages between Gus O'Halloran and David Coward. And then we have David Dick just up in front of them on the Priya RS250.
Yes, he had to start from pit lane. He was a bit late getting out onto the track. So
look at this. Reece Tan really only, I'd say less than a second, is it? You see the gap there, Sean?
Well, Reece did a 59-second lap, 59.6, and Aaron was 60-second lap. So
well, look, visually, he's right on the back of him.
He's right on the back of him now.
This is not over. We are looking for maybe a braking move at the end of the straight, because Reece does get down out of Calvin's and onto the back straight well. Aaron may have just responded a bit there. He seems to have pulled a little bit out of up at Suckers, beg your pardon. Josh Vanderputten about to pick up the last lap board as our race leader. So, with the last lap, we've got Reece Tan all over the back of Aaron Wade going into turn one. So, what can Reece do about it, if anything?
If Aaron runs wide into the top of the S's, well, no, Reece couldn't quite do it.
Look, I can only guess, Sean, that Reece is a chance under brakes at the end of the straight, but last time round, Wadey was a bit quicker through Suckers.
Yes.
And that was enough to give him the gap for the back straight.
Yes,
but not this time.
No.
In fact, Reece is right on his back wheel through Calvin, so providing he can hold that, he get a slipstream, he's a real chance here.
Yep, definitely.
Pulls alongside out of the slipstream. And, yeah, nice clean move. So, now it's going to be interesting if he gets that drive or has the same issue he's had previously. Not much better. So he's played that to perfection, Sean.
He has.
Well done, Reece Tan. So too Aaron Wade, but yeah, Reece fighting his way back from that third place to pick up second. Nice work.
Oh,
Mark de Jong has got up to get past Chloe. So another very spirited ride there from Mark de Jong. And an outstanding ride there from Chloe to pick up first place in production. So to Isaac Simmons, about to pick up second place in production. He'll cross the line now. David Dick, and then we're back to Gus O'Halloran again, just holding off David Coward. David's been looking at his back wheel all day. Nothing in it. He must be racking his brain as to where he can get a move on Gus, but both boys riding just so well. And
yes.
Then, Jet Pryor starting to find his feet in the production class. He'll round out the field.
Yes. So David Coward had a trip to the mainland recently and did quite well.
He did very well.
Yeah.
Yes, it's. You have to remember that the field's a lot deeper over there. There's a lot more. Well, there's a lot of all levels of talent over there. But to get up towards the pointy end, you're beating a lot more experienced people and fast people.
Yep.
And of course, you're racing on their racetracks.
Yes, which is sometimes a bit of an eye-opener for someone coming from Tasmania to go to Phillip Island for the first time, for example, or the Bend.
Look, Phillip Island, I think, is an eye-opener for anyone at any level. Simply the high average speed, the wide racetrack, even guys at world level can take a little bit of time to get used to just the speed around that place.
Yes, I think the thing that stood out for me is how wide the damn racetrack was.
Yeah, well, when you're coming up to speed, it can be hard to find your lines if you don't know the racetrack that well. You can end up missing your apexes, you can miss your the inside clipping point or running out to the white line. And on a big, fast racetrack and wide racetrack like Phillip Island, you can suddenly feel right at sea.
Most definitely.
It can take a fair bit of time to get into your groove and feel like you're starting to lap consistently on the same line.
Yes, where somewhere like Eastern Creek doesn't feel anywhere near as daunting as what Phillip Island does.
No, absolutely. Only turn one, of course.
Only turn one.
That's pretty quick.
It is.
And last time I was there, a little bit bumpy on the exit, so I was always a bit nervous as to what level of grip you were getting coming out of there at whatever the speed it is, well over 200, I think.
Yep. It's improved a fair bit since they stopped running it as a drag strip the other way.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. There's not quite as much rubber and stuff where you tip in. So
one of our biggest race groups today is the Tas Superbike, which is fantastic to see. They're just running up pit lane at the moment. Interesting to see Brett Simmons actually challenged there in race 2. Jason Spencer, I think, got past Brett under brakes at the end of the back straight. Held on to it for a couple, at least 3 laps, I think, before what looked to me like Jason starting to struggle for a bit of drive. He did spin it up there through the chute, and Brett was able to get back past him. But top ride there from Spence. Be nice to see him get up there and put it on terms with Brett again. But I think what's been the standout really in this group today has been the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th between Oscar O'Donovan, Scott Honeychurch and Jezza Huddleston.
Absolutely.
Definitely worth keeping an eye on. And of course there on the grey bike coming around, the first one, Wade Strata, you saw what he did in the last race in pre-modern. So he's feeling pretty good. Be great to see what he can do. And we've also seen some really good battles further back. Juhu Lee on the Panigale. I think what I'm most interested in this one is the battle for the lead. Brett Simmons and Jason Spencer, and also if Scott Honeychurch can get one back on Oscar O'Donovan.
Yes. The red flag's coming in, so the light should go on in a second.
Start all so important for these races. And once again, Jason Spencer away beautifully, but wheelies as soon as he launches. I don't know that Brett Simmons is... no, Brett Simmons is not going to pick up the lead this time. It is Jason Spencer, so it should be interesting to see what Spencer can do. Oscar Donovan looking to go around the outside of Scott Honeychurch, but this time's relegated to 4th, so Oscar's got the work to do to get past Scott. Jason Spencer, though, a race leader, heads the field up the hill for the first time. Likes to get light as they go up there over suckers. It's always a bit of a balancing act, keeping the bikes floating across that top. But down the back straight, Brett Simmons, yes, actually out-accelerates Jason Spencer. Made that look quite easy, actually.
He did.
But she's not over yet. Jason Spencer right on the back wheel of Brett Simmons, so it'll be interesting to see if Spencer can respond. And Oscar O'Donovan looking to go down the inside of Scott Honeychurch into 2, but Scott took a pretty tight line in there, so Oscar had nowhere to go. And once again, we've got Jezza Huddleston right on the back of that couple of guys in front, looking to get past Oscar O'Donovan. So all happening, Sean.
Yes. That bike of Jez's is very quick going up the hill, but he seems to lose it going into Calvin's, losing the advantage there.
That's actually the 2-hour winning bike from last year, I believe, and Mike Jones said that's quicker than his Yamaha factory bike.
So Jez has got no excuses then.
Well, there's quick and there's set up.
Yep.
And I think that's probably where the Mike's bike is. It's a very well set up, well balanced bike. So Brett Simmons now just starting to put a little bit of the gap on Jason Spencer. Scott Honeychurch still holding off Oscar O'Donovan, and Jezza Huddleston right on the back of Oscar O'Donovan still. Then we've got Chris McGrath with, is that Damien Falls right behind his good mate, Chris McGrath, and then we've got
Wade.
Wow, what a ride Wade's putting in. And then we're back to Juhu Lee, Don Fenton, and Mark Delante, I think it is. And then Todd Tatnall and John Allen. So Brett Simmons still managing the lead at the front. I'll tell you what, Oscar O'Donovan holds really good corner speed through there at the end of the back straight. Carries great speed. And through the chute too. He's looking to run up the inside of Scott Honeychurch into 1. No.
Not quite.
He certainly looks like he's got a bit of extra pace over Scott. But the pace they're running, it makes it hard to get past. Look at these three coming through the S's at the moment. That's Juhu Lee, Don Fenton, and Mark Delante, is it?
The first 5 bikes are in the 54s.
Yeah, it's a great pace, isn't it?
It's amazing.
So Brett Simmons now starting to pull out a little bit on Jason Spencer. Scott Honeychurch still holding off Oscar O'Donovan. I can't really see where Oscar's got an opportunity here. He's tried a couple of times into the top of the S's, but Scott does hold a very tight line through there. So unless Scott runs in a bit hot, I'm not sure of his opportunity. In fact, Jason Spencer coming back into their clutches. He's not far up the road from Scott Honeychurch. Look at that. Oscar O'Donovan looking for a drive up the inside of Scott Honeychurch. It didn't quite pay off, but he got very close.
Very close.
He'll know that for later in the race. He still might be able to do that.
Scott Honeychurch is a hard man to pass.
He is. Big wheelie from Brett Simmons over the hump. So he's now starting to break clear. And as I say, Jason Spencer wants to watch out because this trio behind are starting to close him down. Still got 5 laps remaining, so there's plenty of time. So to Chris McGrath, he's still keeping Damien Falls at bay, but not by a whole lot. And Damien Falls with Wade Strata right on his back wheel. Now, Juhuli re-entering the pits. I'm not sure what's happened there. That's a shame because he was right in the mix with... everything looks okay. I don't know. So just looking for our race leader. Must be coming over the hump shortly. Yes, right on cue, on the back wheel.
Out of that group, the last lap, Jason Spencer was the slowest of that group of 5.
Yeah, well, I believe that because he is actually starting to fall back into this group. To me, it looks like Oscar O'Donovan's probably got the best pace in that group. He just can't quite find a way through on Scott Honeychurch. In fact, look at that. Jason Spencer right now is looking at holding them up. So this will be interesting to see when and how they can get past Spence. So Brett Simmons is gone. He's, 5 seconds up the track? Now, Scott Honeychurch is going to have to find a way through on Jason Spencer very quickly here because he's got 2 other riders breathing down his neck.
Yep. If he's not careful, he's going to get mugged.
And there he goes. He's up on the inside of Spence. I'm not really sure what problems Jason's having, but it's certainly something because he's... we know how good he is. Oscar O'Donovan looking to go up the inside of Jason Spencer. Yes, he gets through nice and cleanly. Now, what can Jezza Huddleston do? He's up the inside of Jason Spencer. So
Jason's definitely got a problem.
Yeah, they've all got through very easily.
Yeah, so Brett Simmons is now nearly 6 seconds in the lead. Last lap was a 54.2, but his fastest lap was a 53.9.
Yeah, doing this one quite comfortably. Oh, look, Oscar O'Donovan up the inside of Scott Honeychurch. Is that going to pay off? Scott's looking to sweep around the outside. He does maintain that position, but things are getting serious. Ooh. Oscar O'Donovan looking to go down, squeezed on the inside through the chute. So Scott Honeychurch on notice. He knows that Oscar's looking to come through. And with a couple of laps remaining, he's going to have to put everything into this and not make a mistake.
Right. Last lap board's coming out next time round. And Jezza Huddleston's closed right up on the back of that pair as well.
Yeah, well, I said before, I thought Oscar O'Donovan was the one looking like he's probably got the pace. But Jezza Huddleston, he's looking very strong. After his lap record out of the previous race.
Yes.
So here we go, over the hump. Oscar O'Donovan, he's just
not quite.
He's not quite strong enough on brakes, but he's got great corner speed there off the end of the straight. And good drive as well. Like his last lap, he tried to squeeze through on the inside of Scott Honeychurch. So last lap. Looking to go down the inside of Scott Honeychurch and gets it done. Has to push Scott out a little bit, but that's where he's been showing his wheel.
Yep, that might give Jeremy a chance there as well.
Potentially, yeah. Particularly if Jezza gets a good run onto the back straight. And Scott running wide has just given Oscar a bit of breathing space there, so it's not like Scott can bounce straight back. Not that Oscar will know that. He'll still be thinking that Scott's right on his back wheel.
And we've got Brett coming across the line. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Brett coming across the line.
About
to, yes. Checkered flags out.
It doesn't look like Jezza can do much about Scott Honeychurch, so it looks like it's going to be Oscar O'Donovan who will pick up second place from Scott Honeychurch and Jezza Huddleston. Jason Spencer now looking back for Chris McGrath. He's had a bit of a lonely ride, just coming off the end of the back straight now. Damien Ford's only just holding off Wade Schrader, so those guys have had a great battle. So too.
Oh, that was close.
Don Fenton and Mark Delante, haven't they had a good ride?
Yep. Damien Folds was nearly pipped on the line then by Wade. It was only about 0.1 in it.
Yeah, look, Wade's just come on like a steam train.
Sorry,
Now, what happened there? Have we got our laps wrong, or did Brett do an extra lap? Or I thought that was
he got the checkered flag. I saw.
so, but everyone else is slowing up. So why did Brett do an extra lap?
He might have missed the checkered flag.
I think he must have.
Yeah.
I thought I'd missed it. Oh well, he might have just been enjoying himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, the superbikes have certainly turned it on today. Not just good battle at the front, but throughout the field.
Absolutely. There was 0.03 of a second between Wade and Damien Folds on that last lap.
That's not much, is it?
No, it's fairly close.
Should have done a Matt Allen and put his body over the front of the bike. Just Superman. I say it's good to see Don Fenton back out there.
Absolutely.
Had a nasty crash up there at Suckers a while back. Really nice to see him back and circulating well, riding really well.
And enjoying himself as well.
Yeah.
Yes. So, with the historics, Chris, at the end of the year, in November, we're looking for volunteers to help run it. As you can imagine, there's lots of people needed to get the things happening on the day, on the days. And so anybody who's keen to help out, please come and see us in the tower. Even if you can only spend half a day with us, that'd be helpful.
For clarification, that's tower, not commentary box.
Yeah, sorry, tower, not commentary box.
But you are welcome to come up here as well.
Yeah, anybody who'd like to pop up and have a chat. Anybody who would be keen to come out and flag for the event, that'd be fantastic. But if you can come out and direct traffic or help out pointing where people have to go, that sort of thing would be fantastic. Or even
enter
would be good too.
A slightly depleted field in the Super Sport, which is a shame because it certainly is a class we always look forward to watching. Some very talented riders in it and very quick bikes.
So who are we missing out of the Super Sport, Chris?
Well, today, obviously, Chad Wiley, who had that bit of an off up there in race 1 at the top of turn 2. John O'Hughes, who was co-commentating with us a little while back, so he's been feeling a bit under the weather lately and didn't feel up to racing today. Chip Sellers is a regular 600 runner.
Yes,
Jesse Woods. Matthew Long. So, there's 3 front runners out of the mix. So it just goes to show already how good this racing would be with those 3 in the mix, because it'd be on at the front. But there are other riders who, for whatever reason, are missing from today.
Jason normally runs a 600 as well, doesn't he?
Jason Wiley?
Jason Spencer.
Occasionally, yeah. Yep. But so too Jason Wiley. He's been running in the 600 class occasionally. Good to see Mitch Hawksley back. He had a bit of a spell from racing for, I think, a year. I certainly miss seeing him out there because he's certainly one of the more talented riders in our field. Multiple state champion, I believe. At least he's one state champion. There you go, ready for a start. Racing again. Lockie Curtis gets the jump. Marcus Delaney and Mitch Hawksley does sweep around the outside of who is that? Is it Toby? Our timing's actually down to 4 bikes, so that makes it a bit difficult to call. But I can tell you at the front, it's Lockie Curtis from Marcus Delaney and Mitch Hawksley.
Yep. I think someone may have forgotten to activate their transponder, Chris.
Yes, it's looking that way. So, a bit of a shame to see only 5 600s out there. But I think it's still going to be on, certainly between the front 3. Now, Mitch Hawksley is up the inside of Marcus Delaney. So Mitch is looking to make amends for previous races and see what he can do about the lead.
Yes, Marcus came back from a fairly big crash yesterday. So he's doing remarkably well considering the size of accident he had.
Yeah, I heard about that one. So it's great to see him back out there.
Hardly damaged his motorbike, which was astounding.
Yeah, you can get lucky sometimes, and he certainly did yesterday.
He did.
Just fascinated to see what Mitch Hawksley can do here about Lockie Curtis, because it looks like Mitch has got the bit between his teeth. It's going to be great to see what the lap times are this time through. Now, Mitch did promise me there won't be any big lunges under brakes today, but that's when he was in the pits, not with red mist on a motorcycle. So, down to less than a second margin, I'd say. And Mitch Hawksley actually puts in the faster lap time by 0.2 of a second. So, as I said, he certainly got the bit between his teeth, but we all know it's one thing to catch, it's another thing to get past, as we saw in the previous race.
And the front 2 litres are straight down into the 55s, which is a pretty good time in a 600.
Oh, very good time. That's what I was saying before about the quality of the riders in this field. It's just a shame that a few of them are missing.
Yes.
They've actually dropped Marcus Delaney off reasonably quickly, so I don't know if Marcus is feeling the effects of yesterday or what. He's been up there battling with them in the previous races, but look at Mitch. He's fancying himself here. This one will definitely be worth keeping an eye on. .3 of a second between them. And once again, Mitch was the faster rider on track. So visually you can see he's closed that gap down right on the back wheel now of Lockie Curtis. It's a question of whether or not Lockie can respond or Mitch can find a way through. The field stretched out a bit behind. You got Marcus Delaney, a bit of a lonely ride there now as he comes over Suckers in 3rd place. And David Bartels holding off Toby Shuring. So really all the attention is on the leaders. Lockie Curtis just holding off Mitch Hawksley as they cross the line. Nothing at all between them. So what's going to be interesting here is this is the first proper look Mitch has had of Lockie Curtis at basketball today. So he's going to now be finding out where he might have a little bit of speed on Lockie. He's done plenty of laps around here, and he's no stranger to putting on a hard move. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him try.
Yeah, that was his fastest lap then, Chris, at 55.4. So I think he may have a go at the end of the back straight here, I think, Chris. Or may not quite be close enough, though.
Yeah, that run through Calvin's is so critical to getting your run down the back straight to set you up for that move. And Lockie's really strong through there. I'm just trying to pick where Mitch has got a bit of speed on Lockie. And I think it's more so through the tighter stuff. Lockie's carrying really good speed onto the back straight. And covering his lines well. So Mitch is going to find this hard. But as I said, he's I know he's up for a challenge.
He is.
You don't win state championships without being ready for to go racing, and that's what he's there for. So the gap certainly stretching out there behind them. How many laps left? 5 laps to go. So there's plenty of time. It's probably not a bad thing for Mitch to do, to sit there for a moment, providing he doesn't break his momentum. He'll just be able to, as I said, suss out where Lockie may have a little less speed than him. At the moment, to the naked eye, I can't see much in it. They both look like they're putting everything in.
It's down to 0.1 of a second between them now.
Mitch actually looks pretty strong on the brakes into 1. but I don't know if it's strong enough to get a move on.
He's a lot closer now through the bottom of the S's than he was last time around as well.
Yeah, that's what I was saying a moment ago. I think that's Mitch's strong point, like 1, 2 and 3. And Lockie's good from here, suckers through Calvin's onto the back straight. And that's really the bit that matters. So that's why I think it's going to be really hard for Mitch to put a move on here. Yeah, there's that tiny little gap that Lockie pulls through Calvin's, which is enough to defend here under brakes.
Yep.
So still nothing at all between them.
He does close up under the bridge there, Chris.
Yeah, but Lockie carries a really nice defensive line in there. I don't think Mitch can do it. I think if Mitch is going to do it, it's going to be into the top of 2. Carry some good corner speed through 1. And then look for the run up the inside. Although, having said that, it's going to be big if he does it. Oh, we've seen things go wrong up there for Mitch in the past. But he's certainly letting Lockie know that he's there. And he's wanting to come through.
It's much closer this time, Chris. I don't know if he's going to have a go. No, not quite.
Of course, you can hear a bike behind you, particularly on overrun. So in corner entry, you can hear the extra note of another bike. So Lockie will certainly know he's there. So 2 laps to go.
He's closed right up on him again, Chris.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he tries to smooth again. He gets really good drive here off the bottom of the hill.
He's having another go.
And puts it in there, and he actually pulls that off. That is a big move. Well done, Mitch Hawksley. So now Lockie's going to get a chance with 2 laps to go to have a bit of a look at Mitch and see if he might be able to hit back. As I've been saying, he carries good speed through Calvin's. So he's not out of this at all.
I think Mitch has just stretched that gap ever so slightly as well.
Yeah, I think Lockie might have just been set up a little bit by Mitch's move up there at Suckers. I don't think Lockie's out of this.
No.
As I say, if he gets that, this being the last lap, if he gets a good run over Suckers into Calvin's, then he's still every chance of getting a braking move on Mitch at the end of the straight. So you have a look through here. He carries really good speed there.
Yeah, he closes it right up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's in a perfect position to get a draft here. Look at
and
that.
He has to go up the inside.
Actually passes. That's how much faster he is down there. Now it's a drag race. So he's potentially gone too soon there. Sort of lost his drive. That's big. That's really big.
Yes, he's run it wide.
He runs wide. I thought he was going to run into more than that. But Mitch Hawksley would be pretty happy about that. First win on from his comeback here at Baskerville on the Yamaha R6. But look, massive credit to both guys. Awesome racing.
Yep. Very close, very, very tidy.
Marcus Delaney will pick up our 3rd position, and then we have David Bartels who will hold out Toby Shearing. But that was a sign of 2 very, very fast riders battling it out. That was very, very entertaining.
Yeah, it certainly was. Especially that pass at the top of the hill, Chris. That was pretty exciting.
It is. It's there's a lot going on up there, up at Suckers, and when you're trying to put a pass on the likes of Lockie Curtis, there's very fine margins. Real credit to him. So that, I believe, completes our 3rd set of races. So that brings us back to the first of the final set. being our Formula 3 golden era up to 500. And Formula 3 has been one of our best races so far today with Dale Madden, Boyd Witzman, Daniel Briggs.
It's a good class with lots of different motorcycles in it. There's all sorts of things qualify as a Formula 3 bike. And even though they're capacity differences, they're still competitive lap times with each other.
Yeah, it is a really good class. I think it was born out of Victoria. Was it the Formula groupings?
I think so.
There are several clubs around the country that run, Formula 1, 2, 3. Formula 1, I think, is typically superbikes. But yeah, Formula 3 was the concept of it was to try and group a lot of oddball bikes together. I'm not saying oddball in a derogatory way. I'm simply saying, different styles of bikes, and it really does work. And one of the most popular race bikes in that category are SV650s. And you can see a few of them down there on the grid today. It includes things like BFR 400s and even your Moto 3 bikes, which Joss Vanderputten went out in the race this morning and dominated. The Yamaha R7, which is a twin. That's what Daniel Briggs and Boyd Witzman are riding. They're really a fantastic class, and as we were saying earlier in the day, basketball is a racetrack that really does suit that style of bike. It's a lot of it's quite technical, but getting that good drive out of corners, which a twin is just born for.
Yep.
They just feel right at home on a racetrack like this. In fact, for a long time, a twin held the outright lap record here.
Did.
Sean
Giles.
Giles on it was 916 Ducati.
Yep.
Was it 916? Yeah. Oh, 996. Can't recall now.
Or was it? No.
Anyway. They were the old Australian Superbike Championship races here at basketball back in the late 80s to late 90s.
Yep. And if people have a poke around on the internet, on YouTube, you can actually find some of those races.
Well, including five-time world champion Mick Doohan.
Yes.
Racing here on a FZR 750R Marlboro Yamaha. Mick actually was leading the race. I think he was leading at the time. Yes, he was, and then lost the front through one up there. I still remember seeing the Marlboro Yamaha FZR barrel rolling through the paddock.
Yep. With
Mick following, not pursuit on his backside. But brilliant days racing back then with some really talented people: Wally Campbell, Rob Phillips. Anyway, speaking of talented people, there's a few of them sitting on the grid right now, and we're just about ready for a start. Dale Madden will be looking to get the win. And he does get the jump, but no, it's Briggsy through again, is it? Yes.
Yes.
Just from, it looks like Boyd Witzman missed the start again. He'll be cursing himself. But Dale Madden, our pole sitter, still hasn't managed to pick up a win. He did get line honours in the previous race, but got a 10-second jump start penalty. So he'll be desperate to pick up a win for the day. But Daniel Briggs, his nemesis from race 3, has beaten him up the line again. He's been getting certainly the starts of the day.
Yes, he's definitely a good starter.
Yeah, I was hoping Boyd Witzman might get away better, because we know what Boyd's capable of when he wants to. He said he's been playing it safe so far. Having said which, he just overtook. Oh, he goes wide. I was going to say overtook two bikes under brakes and then runs in deep. So
Yeah.
Anyway, at the front, Daniel Briggs just holding off Dale Madden. Now, I can't actually recall from the previous race where Dale got past Briggsy, but he's looking to go round any way he can at the moment. Just at the bottom of the hill at the moment. Briggsy gets out of there well. So holds the gap up over Suckers. Look, I don't know. There's not a lot in between them.
No, even though there's like 100 cc's difference in the, or nearly 100 cc's difference in the capacity, they're very well matched in speed.
Yeah, I did notice earlier in the day that Daniel Briggs' bike looks like it had a bit better straight line speed, and I wonder if that was due to the fairing, because Dale Madden doesn't have the fairing.
Yep.
Oh, getting a bit loose through there though, Briggsy. Back end floating around, coming through the chute. Now, Boyd Witzman has recovered. Whether or not it's enough to get on terms with the leaders, I don't know. He's a fair way back. What's the margin there? Can you see?
6 seconds.
6 seconds. So we want to do something pretty special to get up there. He may get up behind Jim Abey in third.
Yeah, there's only 4 seconds there, so.
But with only how many laps remaining? 6. Yeah, look, that's certainly doable if Boyd puts his mind to it. I think what everyone's going to be most interested in is can Dale Madden turn the tables on Daniel Briggs?
Yes, at the moment, James Abey is actually a second a lap quicker than Boyd.
Is that right?
Mm.
Well done, James Abey.
Yep.
Not to say James doesn't ride well. It's just, I thought looked like Boyd was coming through the pack, and I know, as I say, what Boyd can do when he gets determined. So that's really impressive then from Jim Abey. But Briggsy at the front, still managing to hold off Dale Madden. What is Dale Madden going to do to try and beat Daniel Briggs?
The gap looks like it's widening a bit there too, Chris, going up the hill. So Dale's going to have to do something a bit adventurous, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's his strongest part of the track. He's really good through 1 and 2. He's all over the back of Briggsy coming down through the S's. I'm not sure what they're like down the back straight here. Let's have a look. Not much in it, really. Yeah, not much change as they come off the back straight through the chute. So from here on, looks like Dale's strong point. Up into 1. And then particularly there into 2. Look at that.
Yeah.
Even looking to go around the outside of Daniel Briggs. Don't tell him he's going to try that.
He has. Oh very close. He's actually half a second quicker than Daniel on that last lap.
Yeah, as I say, problem is where he's quicker. It's not in a place that's easy to pass, as we've just seen. His best bet would be, very easy to say from the commentary box, is to try and get a better run through 1 and go down the inside of Briggsy into 2 rather than try and go around the outside. But look, he's close coming over the hump. Is he actually going to have a go on the brakes here? He's closer than he's been, so like I say, if he gets well positioned coming out of 1 with some good corner speed, he may be able to get up the inside into 2.
Yep.
No, he's going to go for up the inside. Oh, just careful there.
Not quite.
The problem with trying to get up the inside of Briggsy there is he's in the wrong position to get a good drive out of 1. He's on the inside of the track rather than the outside.
Yes. They're matched quite evenly going up the hill, so there's not a chance he's going to have a go at the top of the hill.
I don't think so.
No.
He's strong
into Calvin's.
And I think he may put a move on there in a previous race from memory. So that's still a chance. But like I say, if it were me, and I know it's not, I'd be staying wide on the entry to turn 1. Try and get some really good corner speed and get up the inside of Briggsy for the run out, because Dale's really strong there. But again, he tries to get up the inside, and that's tight, and he'll run wide, and Briggsy straight back underneath.
Yep.
That's why I think hold back and get a better run out of 1. Anyway, I'm sure if he could hear me, he'll say, yeah, easy for you to say. You're not riding it. But maybe an attempt at Calvin's this lap.
Yeah, because he is much closer to the top of the hill this time.
We've only got 2 laps left. Is he going to try? Oh, I don't know if he's up the inside or outside there. It looks like it's challenging, but it didn't work. He's right on Briggsy's back wheel. It's absolutely a great contest.
He's not quite as close this time around, Chris. He looks like he might be taking your advice.
Well, that's better. Now on the inside, that's it. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
He might be listening, Chris.
Yeah, I'll need to pay me for that one later. No, that's good move there from Dale.
Briggs is trying to come back though.
Last lap, so he hasn't got a lot of time to do it. And I think Dale might have got that one to perfection.
I think so.
She's not over yet though.
He's put a bit of a gap on Briggsy down into Calvin, so yeah, his gap's open right up.
It'll have to be a big lunge from Briggsy if he can do it. I don't think he can. He's trying.
He's trying, yep.
He's definitely trying. It ran in a bit hot, and then Dale had the better drive out. So, well done, Dale Madden. He finally clocked one up for the day, and that was well deserved. Thought it through.
Boyd nearly got James Abbey, but not quite.
Very nearly.
I think another lap he would have had him.
Good recovery from Boyd.
And again, the top 4 bikes are all on the 59s.
Yeah, just really, really good racing in this F3 class.
Yep.
So Ben Abbey just crossing the line. Lee Stanitz. Then we're back to Cameron Rowell. He must be on the back straight, is he? Still out there? Yeah, there he is, just coming off the back straight now. Martin Peterson and John Kranz.
Yeah, again, the battles in the back half, second half of the field were just as good as the battle at the front, but it's a bit hard to keep your eyes on both ends of the field at the same time.
It certainly is. I've often said that bike racing can be like a bit of a high-speed game of chess. You know, on the bike, everything's a little bit different. It becomes a case of where's he better, where am I better, and it becomes a lot of strategy and working out how the race is going to play out and where you can do it. And you see that particularly in the faster classes, how people run their race. Those guys with experience, they do think about it. They follow for a few laps and have a look, like we saw with Mitch Hawksley.
Yep.
And things slow down in the rider's mind. It doesn't look as fast to them as it does to us. So they're really looking at the chessboard, if you like, and how the pieces are moving.
Yes, that's it. Or some of us just have red mist and
most of us
go
do.
berserk.
But that ends in one or two things.
Yeah, that's right.
Victory or hospital.
And the question you always ask is, why did that happen?
Yeah, well, red mist usually has the answer to that. Too much throttle, not enough brake.
Is that too much throttle and not enough brain?
Yeah, probably. Mind you, it can be what you need sometimes to get you to lift, where you're being you're having a bit of a bludge.
Yep. Yeah, it's a sensational day out here today, Chris. Sun's out. I don't know what the temperature is, but I'm a bit sunburned for being outside.
Yeah, look, I'm sure people are sick of us talking about it, but it's hard not to. It's been such a gorgeous day here. Hardly a breath of wind.
Yep. Yesterday was the same until about 4 o'clock when it started getting a bit cold.
Yeah, it's nice to get a good one in occasionally. We seem to, the last few years we've had a really bad run of weather, particularly for our ride days.
Yes.
It's just like the weather waits to see what day we've got our ride day, and then it says, I'm going to rain that day.
Yes. Even on the wet ride day, though, it's you learn an awful lot.
You definitely do, and it's a very different style of riding. They talk about it in MotoGP a lot about how much smoother you need to be. You can't be as aggressive with the throttle. You can't break that traction like you can as consistently in the dry. So you do need to keep the bike very composed and hold very nice flowing lines. And luckily these days the tyres are so much better. It used to be just like walking on ice. You had no feeling for how much grip you had. You just have to go off memory and hope that the tyres were going to hang in there, and they did, or next minute you're on your backside. But these days they do actually give you some feedback.
Yeah, I used to describe it as like riding on ball bearings.
Well, that's not far off, except the ball bearings probably give you a better grip.
That's right. Although the track here now has really, really high grip levels, even in the wet. I mean, that was pretty evident after it got resurfaced and Mark MC went faster on his CBR 250 in the wet.
No, that was his Beamer.
Oh, it was
that
too.
was the Boxer,
that was Beamer, faster than he never gone in the dry.
Yep. Of course, bike notorious for being a good wet weather bike.
Yes. Sensational racetrack bike.
So the question in this race, Sean, is being a pre-modern Open and Golden Era Open, can Wade Schrader beat Jezza Huddleston again? Jezza being the lap record holder from the last race, and it sounds like he was so overjoyed by that he forgot about the race and let Wade Schrader on bike 420 go past him. But to Wade's credit, what a great day's racing he's had. He's just got stronger all day.
Yes.
Don't forget about the battle at the back of the field as well between Marcus Priest and Brandon Pearce.
Yes, if Marcus gets a good start this time, if Brandon gets a good start this time, it might end up differently.
Trevor Riley got away well from the second row of the grid. In fact, just about I thought he was going to pick up the lead, but no, it's Jezza Huddleston from James Ryan. James down the inside of Jezza Huddleston. What's Jeremy doing out there?
He's got a problem, I think.
He certainly looks like he has.
He was looking down on the start line.
I don't know what's going on there. That's a shame for him. Question is, can he regroup? No, he's not going well at all. Something's wrong there.
He was looking down on the right-hand side of the bike on the start line.
Okay.
Maybe he's lost a foot peg or something.
Well, he's only coasting, so either he's got a mechanical, clutch is slipping, or he can hear something. I don't know, but anyway, it looks like he's out of this, which is a real shame. But it's now up to Wade Schrader in third to try and get the better of James Ryan, who's leading the field, from Michael Webb, who's riding really well on that ZX10. He's heading up the Formula Basketball group, but Michael's certainly on the most capable bike in the field, but he has probably the least experience of the guys in front of him. So pretty good match, really.
James Ryan still had a massive wheel stand off the start again. If he can get that under control, he'll probably help him out on the first lap.
I just think he enjoys it too much.
I
think he's willing to pull the wheel stand and lose position.
I think you're right.
And let's face it, it does always look good. The old FZR1000 pulling a big wheel stand off the line.
Yeah.
So looking.
Jeremy's back out again. There's something that he just had to adjust.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't think he's going to pick up too many positions from there because he's lost almost a full lap. James Ryan's probably wondering what's going on. Have we lost Wade Schrader? We have.
Yeah.
Where's Wade?
Oh, he's off at the top of the hill.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
He's okay. He's sitting up in the tyre wall.
Yeah, well, that's thankfully the reason they moved the tyre wall back.
Yes.
Yeah, can't see what happened there. May have lost the front on the way through Suckers, but that's a real shame for him, having won the previous race. So, now looking around for James Ryan, our leader, coming over to the hump. And what a great ride from Michael Webb. So Michael's not entirely out of this yet.
No.
Different classes, but as far as taking the race win, take a look at lap times. 59.0. Oh, no, Michael's a flat 60. So he's a little way off.
Yeah.
You'd feel if he was that half a second closer, there'd probably be enough to be able to get a bit of a tow from James. James is a very experienced racer now.
He is. James may get a bit of a surprise as they come up behind Jeremy as well, because he'll probably think he doesn't remember him passing him.
Well, unless he saw Jezza pull off to the side of turn 2 off the start, I don't know. He probably focused on where he was going more so than who that was out to his left. But, so is Jeremy's still going around? Yeah, looks like he's going to keep circulating. But James Ryan now coming up behind him. Look, if Jez is circulating okay, then James probably won't catch him. But you're right about getting a surprise.
Yes. James's quickest lap was a 58.3, which is, again, fantastic lap time. And Michael Webb did a 58.9.
Did he really?
Yep.
Wow, that's super impressive. Yeah, so the field a bit stretched out, and just looking at now Brandon Pearce, why is he not circulating with Marcus Priest? They must have had a bit of an issue as well. Because they've been locked together all day, and they're nowhere near. So one of the riders has had a bit of a moment somewhere.
James is probably only a lap or two away from going past Jeremy. So James is second and a bit quicker than Jeremy that time round as well. So
yeah, it just makes you wonder if James does realise that Jeremy is a lap down, or almost a lap down, and he doesn't need to pass him. Yeah, very disappointed for Wade Strada. He was having a great day.
He was. And, Trevor Riley's doing really well there as well.
Yeah, on the ZXR 750.
Third. Yep, this is Trev's first ride back for a year, I believe.
Is it really?
I think so, yeah. He had a bit of a crash in Queensland.
Oh, I didn't know that. So Jeremy Huddleston's still holding off James Ryan, even though James is actually in the lead.
Yeah. Jeremy just did a 58.6 on that lap, which is 0.3 of a second faster than James. So.
And 3 seconds down on his PB in the last race.
Yep.
So would suggest, unless he's got a bike problem, that he is just cruising. Because 3 seconds at race pace is...
Forever?
Forever. Yep. So I'm thinking Brandon Pearce must have been the one who had the issue, because Marcus Priest is 20 seconds clear of him. So I didn't see what happened there. Unless somehow he got caught up in the issue with Wade Strada, but I don't think they were close enough on track for that.
I don't think so.
Anyway, last lap board out, James Ryan, our leader. I'm sure he'll be happy to take the outright honours for the day. Certainly deserves it the way he's been riding that FZR.
And it's a well presented bike as well, Chris. It's quick, it looks pretty.
Yeah, I must say I did like the original colours it was in before he fell off it for the first time. I was a massive fan of that model of FZR when they came out.
Yep.
But I always love watching James ride that. He rides it well. And like I say, I've always been a fan of the SZRs.
Yes.
So, the checkered flag being readied for James Ryan, who will pick up not only the Golden Era win, but the win outright. You have to be in it to win it, as Barry Sheen used to say.
Yep.
A great ride too from Michael Webb, who's going to take Formula Basketball on us for the day, but to pick up P2 outright in that field is good work.
Great, absolutely great. Then we've got Trevor Riley.
Yeah, not too far up the road from Marcus Priest. So Marcus has had a really good ride. And back to, where are we? Brandon Pearce, who's just about to have Jeremy Huddleston take his position back on him. If he's going to get close enough, I think he will.
He might do it. No.
No, he won't.
This was interesting. We were talking about the FZs there a minute ago, Chris. I remember seeing an interview with a Honda engineer, the head engineer at HRC, and the person interviewing, I can't quite remember who it was, asked him why the Yamahas had 5 valves and the Honda only 4 valves, and the Honda engineer goes, "Because I don't work for Yamaha."
Looks like we've got a bike collection, so why don't we just take a very quick break, Sean, and we'll be back with you in just a moment.
No worries.
Right, Bike's just heading out on track for our Lights GP and Lights production. And to continue our theme of musical chairs for co-commentator today, I welcome to the commentary box expert commentator, Jesse Woods.
Thanks for having me, Chris. I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Well, it's great that you've got plenty of experience in lights. You've got plenty of experience in Tas Supersport, both races to come. So really look forward to your insights.
Absolutely. It looks like a pretty healthy field here in Lights, especially compared to some of the other ones for the end of the season this year.
Yeah, I think no surprise that Vando's going to be the man to beat. Into the low sevens this morning.
He has been. He's been on fire. It was a new F3 lap record this morning, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Lights GP lap record. I mean, obviously he didn't set it in a class, but do you know what the Lights GP record is?
I believe it's a 56.1 from Liam Waters back at the 2 hour when him and Joel were running around.
Right, okay, so he didn't beat that.
No.
But he's certainly been on fire today, and no one's getting anywhere near him. I'll tell you who's impressed me today, and that's Reece Tan. He's taken it up to Aaron Wade. They've had a couple of great battles, but Reece bounced back after Wade got past him.
Absolutely. Reece has been showing fantastic improvement lately. Up at Simmons Plains for the round prior to this, him and Aaron were dicing. In every race, corner to corner, they were very, very close. So good to see a bit of close racing in the Lights field. Yeah,
both very talented guys. And of course, the other standout in this group has been Chloe Honeychurch. Clear pace setter in the Lights production.
This season, she's certainly been the one to beat. I think all year, even from the first round, has really asserted herself as the front-running Lights production rider.
So you've got a lot of experience on both Lights GP and Lights production.
Mm-hmm.
For those that haven't been in this class or don't race, quick overview of the obvious differences in riding these bikes.
For sure, the Lights GP bikes are a much more capable motorcycle, being purpose-built for racing. A lot lighter and a little bit more horsepower as well. So on a tight track like Baskerville, very nimble and much better at producing a good lap time. The Lights production bikes are a lot easier to ride. They're a little bit bigger, they're a little bit comfier, and much more forgiving. But because of that, they're not as capable of the same lap time that the Lights Grand Prix bikes are.
We often talk about Lights production bikes being better off the line because of their torquey engines, but Vando's been getting the starts of the day. Is that what you'd expect?
I would say so. Josh has always been a really good starter, even when he was on his 125. And the Moto 3 bikes are certainly a much better bike to launch, being a slightly torquier four-stroke. Of course, nowhere near as good as the production bikes, which have a really short gearbox as well. So it's been very impressive to see Van der Putten getting such good starts today.
Well, I'm not going to ask you if you picked the victory, but pick for second.
Ooh, I'd like to. I have my money on Aaron for this one. He's just had that little leg up today.
Well, we're about to find out. Oh, the starter's holding him. Red light is on. Racing. Vando gets away beautifully. So to Isaac Simmons from row 3, I think. He's up there in the second place.
I'll be very eager to see if Isaac can put it to Chloe in this race.
Yeah, well, he's going to head her into turn 2. Vando's away as we would have expected.
It'll be good to see if Chloe, being on the back foot at the start of this race, whether she can put it to Isaac and get in front. She's had that bit of an advantage early on in earlier races.
Aaron Wade getting the better of Reece Tan as well. Aaron just getting past Chloe up the hill. Is Reece going to get through? No, he'll get blocked, but Chloe carries good speed through there, so probably won't hurt him too much.
It's great watching the front-running production guys running with the GP field as well. It's good to see the differences between the two bikes.
There doesn't appear to be a lot of difference in straight line speed.
I must say the late generation RC390s like Isaac is on and the Ninja 400s aren't actually a whole lot slower down the straight than the GP bikes, especially if they are able to get a good run through Calvins.
So where do you feel it? Is it just nimbleness through the corners, a little bit under brakes maybe?
I would say definitely a large part of it is in the brakes. The GP bikes have better brakes than the production bikes, and of course the Lights GP bikes weigh about half that the Lights production bikes do, so they have a massive advantage on corner entry and under brakes there as well. The torque of the Lights production bikes, however, at the bottom of the hill, and especially coming out of some of these tighter spots, sort of makes up for that a little bit.
Well, Josh Van der Putten doing what he's done all day. He's running away with it, so I think it's up to him to lose race 4. But Further back, that's where it's all happening. Reece Tan, what's the second back on Aaron Wade? Now, he was able to bridge that gap in race 3 and then get past Wadey.
For sure, I think both Aaron and Reece were very close to PBs. I know they have their eyes set on 58s in the future. They were pretty consistently down in the 59s in that last race.
Keep an eye on Chloe Honeychurch as well, looking to pick up a lead in lights production, right on the back wheel of Isaac Simmons.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's a nice move, up the inside into turn 2.
That was very well set up from the entry of turn 1 there to go under Isaac out on the exit.
It was, and that doesn't happen by accident, does it? It's something you do set up.
No, the Honeychurches are certainly well renowned for being wily racers. Lots of racecraft from the Honeychurches.
Well, so far your prediction's coming true, but I don't think Reece is out of this at all.
He's certainly not going to let Aaron go in this one. I think the points are fairly tight between them. I know there's a lot of friendly rivalry between the two in the pits as well.
I'm sure there is.
That is one great thing about the lights field, is there is a lot of bench racing and a lot of camaraderie in the field between everyone.
Well, there's only 1.2 seconds between them last time through. What is it this time? It's 1.2.
I think the gap has come down. I think it's 0.9.
Sorry, yes,
0.9 of a second.
It hadn't updated when I looked at it.
I think you could be right here. I think Reece definitely has Aaron in his sights here and will be doing what he can to get back around him.
Yes, but as we all know, and we keep saying, it's one thing to catch up, it's another thing to get past.
Absolutely. It's much easier to be a chasing rider than a leading rider.
And easier again to be a commentator.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He just talks about how easy it is to get past. You don't know the number of times we've said, come on, Jesse, you can do that.
Easily stick it down the inside.
Yeah.
The amount of times I tell myself that.
Yeah. Yes, unfortunately, those doors have a habit of closing when you at least expect them to.
They do. There's a few spots here. It looks like the door's going to stay open for a long time, and before you know it, they're closing down in front of you there.
Yeah.
Something happening with Aaron Wade there. He looks like he lost a lot of time coming through the final corner there. Don't know whether that was a mistake or perhaps a mechanical issue. He seems to be losing lots of ground on Reece at the moment.
He's certainly lost the momentum, and now he's got Jet Pryor. No, he's got round Jet okay. I don't know, I'm thinking it all stemmed from the sweeper. Something happened up there and he just lost the drive.
Maybe he might have missed a gear on the way in. That is another thing. The GP bikes are extremely unforgiving for missed gear changes. They have a very narrow RPM range that they work best in.
Yes, well that's quite obvious. I saw Reece over there on the run off the end of the back straight there earlier. It appeared that he missed a gear and cost him so much time.
Absolutely. In fact, it looks like Aaron's already lining him back up in the slipstream there, so I reckon it must have been a mistake from Aaron on this previous lap.
Lunge under brakes.
Oh,
Reece has been strong down there today.
He looks like he just has the measure of Aaron there. Aaron looked like he had a little bit of momentum coming into the braking zone, but they're so closely matched through here.
So with 3 laps remaining, it's really anyone's race.
2.1 of a second. This is definitely the battle to watch on track at the moment, I'd say.
Yeah, Chloe Honeychurch has now got past Isaac Simmons and starting to gap Isaac a little. But you're right, I think that's the battle. And of course, if Aaron gets past, there's nothing to say Reece can't come back.
Absolutely. Both being on evenly prepared NSF 250s, there's not really anything. There isn't one bike that has a particular strength than the other one. All comes down to the rider.
Yeah, I think Aaron does look like he's got a bit of extra pace, but you've got to get the move on and keep it clean and not lose that momentum in a desperate move.
For sure, if it was me, I'd like to at least put in a move to have a go and see where I might be stronger a couple of laps rather than it's getting pretty close to the wire here.
Well, he probably got a sense of it then. He came up alongside under brakes.
Well, you got to wonder maybe if he is just sitting there just waiting for that last lap attack.
Well, he certainly knows he's a chance there, so if he gets a good run and a slipstream, he can set himself up for it.
He certainly looks like the stronger rider at the moment. We'll have to see what Reece Tan has on offer. Maybe a little bit of something in the back pocket for that last lap.
So if you were Aaron Wade right now, what would you be lining up, Jesse? You've done it enough times.
Look, if it was me, one of my go-to passes would be to let the rider in front of me go a little bit out of suckers, just so I could give them a bit of breathing room and try and really get a run down through Calvin's and get the slipstream down the straight.
There you go, you heard it here first.
Ideally to have a wheel in front before you even get to the braking zone, just to really sort of secure the deal there.
There's no doubt that where Aaron Wade is right now is lining up for one of the easier passes on the racetrack.
I reckon if it comes down to the last lap there, though, Reese is going to give everything to let the brakes off and run round him there.
Aaron's got really good early pace in the chute as well. So he may be able to line something up to the start-finish line. But last lap, we're going to find out pretty soon.
Absolutely, we will here.
He's very wide through too. I don't know if he does that deliberately.
Maybe carrying a bit of extra entry speed there, trying to close the gap a little bit.
Maybe. It doesn't appear to cost him anything. He just has that wider line. But I think he's probably lining up the move that you described, Jesse.
Let's see, he might even go down into Calvin's here. Oh,
Yes.
yep, here we go.
Risk there is you run wide and lose the run onto the straight.
Absolutely. I think that's what we saw with Lockie and Mitch in the last Supersport race.
Exactly. But I think he's pulled it off.
Oi!
He may well have done that, Jesse. He might have lost that drive.
There we go. We'll just have to see if we can run him back round in the chute here.
I don't think he can.
Oh, it's going to be close. Oh. Oi!
That's a nasty one.
That is an awful crash.
I think looks like he's going to be okay. I don't think he landed too hard, but that is a nasty one. It's a sickening feeling.
Having crashed a Moto3 bike through there before, I can say it is certainly not fun. That is an awful, awful spot to come off. There's a little bump just at the apex coming out through the chute there, and it unsettles the rear on these GP bikes that are really stiff chassis, and they're very unforgiving. And as soon as they get unloaded through there, it is a bit of a rough ride, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's something we never ever want to see, but unfortunately, in motorcycle racing, it does happen occasionally.
Unfortunately, we've had a few large accidents today. At least Wadey looks to be up at the moment. He looks to be mostly okay, so fingers crossed nothing too major there for him.
Yeah, look, that unfolded right in front of us, and to my eye, it didn't look like he had a big impact. He sort of landed quite off the side of the bike and slid, so you can only hope.
I think landing on his back a little bit there, he might have just knocked the wind out of himself.
I reckon. And look, we've all done it. Your world turns upside down pretty quickly, and you can feel a bit shaken up.
Absolutely, for sure.
It's a fast crash too.
Yeah, it is one scary, scary place to come off.
Very little bit surprised to see a Moto3 bike high side through there.
Well, as I said, Chris, it's a lot better now that the track has been resurfaced, but there is that bit of a dip there, and especially if the rear end's set a little bit too stiff through there, they can get quite unweighted. It doesn't take much to upset one of these little light bikes there. As I said, I have done it myself through there, and I've seen quite a few of them get quite loose through there too if you're just a little bit offline. And I reckon he was probably trying to cut down under Reese as well, so he might have had a little bit more lean angle on there.
Well, importantly, he's certainly moving and talking to the ambos, so that's what we want to see. Let's just hope that he's all in one piece.
I guess the one convenience there is that he is close to the ambulance there, and people were able to attend to him pretty quickly.
Well, while the recovery's in place, we'll just take a short break then, Jesse, and come back for the Tas Superbike.
Absolutely.
Very shortly.